So, you want to sell clothing on eBay for a full-time income. Now, what if I told you clothing is one of the easiest things to sell on eBay and it's also one of the most profitable items? Would you be interested in starting a full-time eBay business by selling this one item? Now, the first thing I need you to do is hit that like button. It shows me that you're interested in different videos on selling on eBay. Now, the next thing I want you to do is really think about, is eBay the right business for you? Because I can guarantee you, it probably is. Now, in this video, what I'm going to do is, one, I want to talk about why I recommend selling clothing as opposed to other products. I also want to dive into what to look for when selling clothing on eBay. And I also want to talk about what I do to price my items. For example, if I buy an item for $5, what should I expect to sell it for to really make a profit and grow my business? So we're going to dive into that in just a little bit. But like I said, first, hit that like button. And now, let's jump into the video. So, why should we sell clothing as opposed to any other products when it comes to, especially when it comes to thrifting online and selling stuff on eBay? The reason why I absolutely love clothing, okay, and this is one of the main reasons why, is because it's so small, okay? So this bag of stuff that I picked up from Goodwill, I ended up getting 12 items for $44. So there's 12 items in this bag for $44. Every single one of these items is a clothing item. Now, that's just one of the reasons why I really like selling clothing on eBay, is because, number one, I can go anywhere, I can drive my car anywhere, and I can fill it up with hundreds or thousands of items of clothing. I couldn't do that same thing when it comes to shoes or electronics. So number one, that's the reason why. It's just the space. The second reason why I absolutely love to sell clothing on eBay as opposed to other products is because you can find it anywhere. Garage sales, yard sales, you can find it in your closet, you can find it in your basement, you can find it in your attic, or you can find it at a thrift store. Every single thrift store I've ever been to, every single one, okay, I can tell you with absolute certainty, they have one thing in common. They sell clothing. Okay, if you've ever been to a thrift store that didn't sell clothing, let me know down in the comment section below. What was the name of that thrift store? Because I'd love to see it, because I've never seen a thrift store that didn't have a single piece of clothing for sale. So in addition to it being everywhere, one of the other things that happens with clothing is it's cheap. I bought clothing as cheap as 25 cents from thrift stores. I've also spent, decent amount of money. I've spent probably $20, $30, $50 for certain jackets and clothing at a thrift store. But the cool part is, I already know it's going to sell. So the nice thing about this is you can find stuff very inexpensive and it sells for a decent amount of money, which means you make more profit. Now, let's answer this next question. What should I look for when I'm selling clothing on eBay, especially trying to get and reach a full-time income? Now, I would say a full-time income is at least $1,000, but I'd really push for $2,000. $2,000 a month would be what I'd consider a full-time income. So what should I look for when it comes to selling clothing on eBay for a full-time income? The first thing you want to look for are brands. What are the popular brands? What are the brands that you know are going to sell? What are the brands that if you pay $5 for this shirt, it's going to sell for $30, $40, $50 down the line? What are those brands? Now, if you don't know what those brands are, if you're not sure what to buy to resell and make a full-time income on eBay, I highly recommend you go and check out Thrift Store Profits. It's my course. I'll put a link down in the description box below, and I'll also stick a discount code attached to that link so you don't have to pay full price. So if you want to go check it out, I highly recommend you go and use that link. So in addition to brands, because you may not know what brands are the best ones to sell, that's fine. The other thing I look for are trends. Right now, as of shooting this video, okay, January, whatever, beginning of January 2020, one of the biggest trends right now is vintage. Vintage anything. Vintage, pullovers, vintage jackets, vintage leather jackets, vintage, there's pants like, Jinko jeans. Those things are coming back. I don't know why, but they're coming back. Those are the types of things that you want to sell. Those are the types of things that you go to JCPenney's, Macy's, Nordstrom's, Marshall's, TJ Maxx, whoever. You are not going to be able to find a pair of Jinko jeans. that's stuff that was selling, what, in the 90s? So they're not still selling them right now. So if you want to sell them, you want to buy them, you got to go to eBay. So that's where people are charging a premium because not everybody has that particular item. Same thing when it goes for like old vintage shorts, whether they're swimming trunks or just regular, khaki shorts, they can still sell. Same thing when it comes to, older vintage Reebok jackets. Those things you can pick up from a thrift store for $5 and they sell for $50, $80, $100 plus all day long. So those are the things I highly recommend you look for, okay? And those are just a few trends. Now, I don't really dive into trends over inside my course of Thrift Store Profits. I'm just talking about the items you can find every single day walking into a thrift store. So, like I said, if you're struggling to find items, you're struggling to make a little bit extra money, go and check out Thrift Store Profits. Again, I'll put the link down in the description box below. Oh, I just want to add one more thing. Just the other day, I added a new bonus to Thrift Store Profits. It's actually called a Bundle of Profits. You may not know exactly what it's talking about, but you may have a decent idea. If you want to go and check that out again, it's inside Thrift Store Profits, the link down in the description box below. Okay, so what is the price point that I should be looking at when I buy something for $3, $5, and even $10? What should I try to sell that product for in order to make a decent profit? That's the question I get from a lot of people, so I want to answer it right now. So first off, one of the biggest issues I see so many businesses have is, okay, I'll write it down on the back of this, but what they do is they have their buy cost, okay? They have their buy cost over here, and let's say it's a $5 item, okay, cool. You spent $5 on this item. Now they're gonna sell it, okay? They're gonna sell for, let's say, we're gonna say 15, okay? So right there, they're gonna make $10, right? But you gotta subtract the eBay and PayPal fees, so let's say that's $1.50. We'll just say $1.50, okay? So now you're at $8.50, okay? But then you gotta also ship that item, right? So let's say it costs you $5 to ship that item. Minus $5, now we're at $3.50. Not bad. You spent $5 an item, you can make $3.50, right? You're thinking, all right, cool. But you didn't factor in, you're gonna use a box. Let's say that box costs you, 20 cents, minus 20 cents. You got $3.30, right? Okay, we'll put that over here. Put our numbers right here. $3.30. But now you're gonna factor in lights, gas, electricity, maybe you have internet, you got employees, okay? You got all this stuff that's coming out of it. This is the reason why so many people struggle to make money, is because they're selling their items too low, or they're buying the items for too much. Here's why I want to show you this number. So if I buy an item for $3, a clothing item, okay, chances are it's going to cost me anywhere from like $4 to $7 to ship it. $7 would be a clunkier jacket, something that I'll probably have to stuff in a priority, padded mailer, something like that. Probably cost me about $7 to ship that, right? So $3 to buy. I'd want to sell it for $23. Okay, that's the lowest I want to sell something for if I'm buying it for $3. Here's the reason why. Okay, for me personally, is because you factor in. So we're not even going to talk about employees or anything like that, okay? But you factor in, your shipping costs, your handling, your gas, all your expenses, okay? When you're selling it for $23, your chances of making between $10 and $12, that's pretty much where you're going to be. For a $3 item, sell for $23, you can make between $10 and $12, roughly, okay? For a $5 item, I'd say I'd want to be right about $25. Okay, can you guess if I bought some for $10, what do I want to sell it for? No, probably not, because I want to sell it for about $35. Okay, and the reason why I want to sell it for $35 is because I have a little bit more invested. That money might sit for a little bit longer, so I want to make a little bit more profit. So these are kind of the numbers I go off of. Now, this is not a fast and true rule. I have to do this, because sometimes if I know I buy a $3 item and it's going to sell within the next day or two for $20, I will actually buy it to resell, but I do all the work myself. And because of that, I know I don't have to pay an employee fee, I don't have to pay any of that stuff, okay? Which makes it a little bit easier to kind of swallow that, this buy cost, because, and again, this isn't high, $3 is not very much, but it's much easier to spend $3 on something that you're going to be able to make the money back in the next day or so. But if you spend $3 and it takes you 6 months, is it really worth it? Chances are, no, it's not. Now, that's just my kind of numbering system, my rule, but again, you probably have something different. But what I recommend when it comes to selling clothing on eBay to make a full-time income is you have to know your numbers. If you don't know your numbers, chances are you're gonna invest in something. It could tie up money for weeks, months, maybe a year, and you never get it back. But if you don't know your number and know the kind of risk that you're putting into your business, chances are, is going to fail at some point. Now, what are my recommendations for actually achieving this full-time income? A lot of people ask me, okay, you talk about making this much money, that this is where you want to set your goal, your standards, but the problem is, how do I get there? You know, what do you recommend? So here's what I recommend you do, okay? It's actually pretty simple. The first thing you want to do is you want to set a goal. What kind of goal should I set? A sales goal, okay? Here's the goal that you want to have. $100 a day in sales. This is sales, it's not profit, it's not buy cost, this is just sales. This is the first goal you want to hit. Here's the reason why. Okay, remember in the last little section that I showed you that if you buy an item for $5, you want to sell it for like $25, right? That would be 4 items. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen every single time. It's going to cost $5, you're going to sell it for $25 exactly, and you're going to make $10 to $12 profit. I'm not saying it's going to happen like that every single time. I'm saying for this video, for math purposes, for me, I'm not the brightest guy. Okay, I'm not a genius. Okay, not a member of Mensa or anything. Okay, so 25 into 100, that's 4 times. Okay, so that means 5 times 4. My buy cost per day is $20. That's the amount of items sold. That doesn't mean that if I list 4 items in a day, those 4 items are going to sell. Chances are it's not going to happen, okay? Which means, okay, 25 of those, $25 times 4 is my $100, right? Simple math, okay? So, cost me $20, turn in $100. Now, I make, out of that $100, I make about $10 to $12 per unit, or per sale, per whatever, okay? If I sell 4 different items, that is $40 to $48 per day, right? There we go, $40 to $48 per day. That is roughly $1,300 per month if you are going for that $100 per day. Okay, simple math. Now I know. Okay, 40 times 30 days a month is $1,200, right? How do I get $1,300? Well, like I said, anywhere between $40 to $48. You're looking at, let's say $45. That's what, $1,350 that you're gonna make at the end of the month. Now, how do you make that a full-time income? What do I recommend? Now, here's what I recommend, and these are not like you have to stick to these numbers or else you're gonna fail. It's not like that, okay? Here's what I recommend you do. If you wanna sell 4 items in a day, what I want you to do is have 75 items listed, okay? Now, you're probably thinking, okay, 75 items listed, 75 times 5, that's a decent amount of money, right? That's a decent amount that I have to spend. Yeah, you have to spend money to make money when it comes to eBay and thrifting. But again, 75 items at $5 a piece, that's not gonna break the bank, okay? That's not gonna make you go broke. Find items that you know are going to sell. And like I said, if you don't know exactly what to buy, go and check out Thrift Store Profits, okay? I'll tell you exactly what to buy, the brands to buy, what you should be paying for each one of those items, and roughly what they're gonna sell for. And I show you all that. So again, the link's down in the description box below. Go check it out if you haven't done so already. Also, I put the discount code there, so use it so you don't pay full price. So now I know, I talked about this in the beginning of the video, what's a full-time income? It's definitely more than $1,000, and I'm saying $2,000 would be considered a full-time income in my opinion. In most states around the United States, most places, most cities, $2,000 per month is a very good income. Most people could live off that. And again, if you can, awesome. But I want to show you how to make $200, $2,000 per month, okay? But how do you do that? You need to strive, okay? You need to push for between $150 to $200 in sales per day. Now, that's going to equate to anywhere from like 10 to 12 items every single day that you need to sell and ship. And again, I know what you're thinking. 10 to 12 items. That's a lot. That's a lot of items. If I have to sell and ship 10 items every single day, I just don't have the time. Oh, you don't have the time to make money? You don't have the time to earn $2,000 a month? Oh, you don't have the time to create some type of, financial stability for you and your family? Oh, okay, go find a job. My goal, my purpose, my responsibility to you guys is to show you different ways to make money online, so you do not have to go and get a 9-to-5 job. You can live life on your terms. You can become your own boss. You can work whenever you want to. Okay? That's what I'm trying to do here. If you would like that, you enjoy these types of videos, again, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Now, let me answer the last question I know a lot of people are going to ask. Is, okay, if I want to make $2,000 per month and I need to sell, 10 items per day, how many hours per week should I be working? That's a question I get all the time. And one of the hardest things to answer with that is, okay, what kind of items are you selling? Are you selling clothing? If you are, chances are your average sale price is going to be right about $30, $25 to $30, which is good. Okay, that's pretty much where you want to be or higher. And if you're selling stuff for $25 to $30, in the beginning stages of your eBay business, you're going to have to put in a little more work. You got to list all the inventory. You got to store it. You got to kind of build up your account. So in the beginning stages, you'll probably be working, I'd say, 30 to 50 hours per week. Now, everyone says, I don't have 30 hours per week. Oh, really? So you work a 9-to-5 job. Okay, let's say you work 8 hours a day. You spend 2 or 3 hours with your family and eating. Okay, so that's what, 11 hours. You spend, let's say, 30 minutes driving. Okay, 11 and a half. You spend 30 minutes in the shower, getting ready in the morning. There's another, 30 minutes, so that's 12 hours. You spend 8 hours sleeping. Okay, that's 20 hours. That means you still have 4 hours left over. 4 hours left over every single day, times 7 days a week, is 28 hours. And you can't tell me that you don't have 30 hours. I just showed you right there. Chances are you do. Okay, 20 is pretty close. So I'd say anywhere from like 30 to 50 hours, okay, is what you want to spend per week. Now, that's a lot, but you only need to do this for like 2 to 3 weeks. Then after that, I'd say you're going to bring it down to about, if you're shipping 10 items per day, that's going to take you about, I'd say, 2 hours? 2 hours to ship 10 items, that's pretty slow, but I think you could do it. So 2 hours per day over the course of a week, 14 hours. Okay, 14 hours in a week is not a lot. Okay, you're spending, what is that? 56 hours in a month on a business that's going to pay you $2,000. So what is that? 2,000 divided by 56? I don't know the math, but you get the point. It's a decent amount of money. What was that? $40, $30, $38, something like that. It's pretty close. So that's what I'm trying to get you guys to understand is there's money to be made in this business, but the initial stages is you got to put in a lot of time and effort. Once you put in that time and effort, things are just going to start to slowly sell. So you start to buy more stuff, you sell more stuff. You buy more stuff, you sell more stuff. And this business goes around and around, and you just keep making it work. You keep making some money. Now, I understand you may have questions. If you have any questions that don't pertain to what's inside Thrift Store Profits, because if you want to go check that out, again, I'll put a link down in the description box below so you can go check it out. And again, use that discount code. Save you a little bit of money, okay? Here in 2020, what I want to do is help you want to make a little bit more money, but also save a little bit, okay? If you can make more and save more, you're going to be more profitable and probably more successful. So like I said, if you have any questions whatsoever, ask your questions down in the comment section below. If you have something very specific you want to ask, you can always send me an email over at homemade-entrepreneur@gmail.com and I'll answer your questions there as well. But again, hopefully you liked today's video. If you did, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Also, click that notification bell so you won't miss any more of my videos, and I'll see you guys on the next one.